this particular motion by my minority leader, the Honorable Junet. And Honorable Speaker, even as I speak, I'm a very sad person. Because, Honorable Speaker, first of all, the former Deputy President needs to be sued for destroying the image of Christmas in the children of this country, equating the 2007 post-election violence to a Christmas party. Honorable Speaker, those of us who have family members that had their homes ruined in Kericho, they had to walk all the way to Nyamira. We had a family whose home was destroyed in Kisumu. They had to walk all the way back to Kisii because of what happened in 2007. Honorable Speaker, we have people, Kenyans who were in Naivasha, Kenyans who were in the Rift Valley, who lost their homes, some who got burned. Very serious things happened within that particular time. People are still suffering from the injuries, both emotionally and physically, that happened to them in 2007. So to hear the former Deputy President speaking about that it was that would have been just a Christmas party, he's already preempting to us as a country that we'll go back to that kind of anarchy. Honorable Speaker, the children who were born in that year, 2007, are now turning 18 years old. You can imagine how that would feel to these children come the year 2027, and then we are told that whatever happened before will be like a Christmas party. And Honorable Speaker, I'm just imagining that this same person was summoned to go and speak to the things that he said, and he refused. He is not listening to the rule of law. He does not plan to obey the rule of law. What kind of example is that kind of leader giving to our young people in this country? Honorable Speaker, the reason why we have the Supreme Court in place, the reason why we have allocation for anyone who is aggrieved by the elections, by the general election to go to the Supreme Court, is because we are a country of rule of law. Kenya has been a very fantastic example to the rest of the African countries and the rest of the world in how we manage our political process. So, Honorable Speaker, as I speak here, I just want to really support this motion because I cannot imagine in any way as a country, as the young people of this country, that we can be taken back to what happened in 2007. And anyone who supports that kind of utterances, Honorable Speaker, I'd just like to say to them, shame on you. I support.
The Honorable Murugara, member for Tharaka.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also rise to support this motion, which is highly merited as we debate this afternoon. The correct position is that 2007 and early 2008 were years that we would not wish to actually remember. For the first time, because some of us were senior enough that time, we were in tears as we watched.
Order, Honorable Jayne Kihara. The other members who don't have cards have come to request that they be given an opportunity. And if you're told to wait.
Madam Speaker,
proceed, yes.
We may proceed because we believe the subject of this discussion is not alone in this. And we've been told that there are some of us who are actually suffering mental issues. And this is a demonstration of such one case, possibly when you just go out of the house yelling and trying to call things in a different direction when it is not possible. 2007, 2008, we were senior enough. We actually went into tears because of what was happening, simply because there were disputes regarding an election. It therefore gives us a very heavy heart to hear the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, calling that particular period as a Christmas season. And we should never, under any circumstance, ever have such words repeated in a country such as ours. And this is why we are saying nobody is above the law. The law must be called in, and if you commit a crime, you must be prosecuted, whether you are who or who. One such crime is when you go to actually make statements that are divisive, that are actually divisive to the people of Kenya. If you wish to make a cautionary statement, this is how you do it. And I hope he's listening, because he goes around bragging that people from a certain region, which he prefers to call Mlima, the Mount Kenya region, elected fools. I do not believe that any of us who comes from that region is a fool. And if we are fools, he's also one, because he was selected from that region. Madam Speaker, dividing the country, profiling the country is not good and cannot be encouraged at all. Mount Kenya is not inhabited by one community. It is inhabited by several communities. And we've always spoken of unity of that region as we emphasize unity of the entire country. So to isolate the rest of the communities, emphasize on one community, is actually to balkanize that community with a view to saying we will stand alone against the rest of the country. This is not encouraging, should be condemned in the strongest terms, and if law has been breached, we must have the culprits brought to book. We have always said this is how it's supposed to be done. You should listen to us. There is no problem with warning Kenyans that you should not rig elections. But we have always said, if you do so, we will meet you wherever the law provides we should be meeting. You will be dealt with in accordance with the law. There's nothing wrong with that. But to say that if you try to do this, we will bring turmoil, we will bring the country into war, it cannot be encouraged, because this is actually what caused the events of 2007, 2008. Therefore, as we move forward, and it has been demonstrated through the acts of His Excellency the President, that we would want to have a unitary country, a country that is united. And this is the message he is taking across the entire country. This is why he went on to craft the broad-based government. This is the reason why he is actually sending his deputy president across the country to bring the people together. We must therefore preach unity at all times, and we should never be seen at any one time to try, divide, balkanize, or profile the people of Kenya in their ethnic communities. I do support this, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Millie Odhiambo, member for Suba.